Do you use your Facebook page to market with? Most people don't. And when you think about Facebook, most people either think about their profile or even their group or maybe even an event, but we really don't think of Facebook pages as a way to market our business anymore, do we? Well, that's about to change because my special guest presenter from the Unmarket Your Business Virtual Summit, Sherri-Lee Woycik, I do hope I'm saying your name right, Sherri-Lee, is coming on to tell us 4 things that we can do with our Facebook pages to get them out there and get them marketed correctly. Hey there, I'm Carol J. Dunlop, the online wild strategist and 5-time best-selling author, and I'm so glad you're here as part of the Monday Marketing Summit series. So this video is part of the Monday Marketing Summit series, and I do hope you enjoy it because the things that she said are relevant right now and you can use them right away. So let's go.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in for another awesome presentation from another expert speaker. And you're going to love this one because, you know, we can't do without social media at all. We can try, but it's not going to happen. And my perfect, awesome expert guest, who I've been stalking and following around for a while, and it seems that we've been on several different summits together and kind of didn't know it, I don't think, but I was like, out there, Sherri-Lee, oh my gosh. So I invited her here, and she was so gracious to say yes. And inside, I was like, "Yay, yay!" Because you know how sometimes you're just after someone, and this is the truth, Sherri. I said, you know what? I would love to get her on a summit of mine or something that we're doing. And I finally just reached out and connected with her, and she was so nice and said, "Hey, good we've been on summits. I mean, just like a girlfriend chat. It was great." So I say that to say to you that if you have someone that you're kind of stalking and would like to do something with, then don't stop. Just keep going because you never know when you're going to have the opportunity. And of course, do it in a nice way and respectful and all of that. But you just never know. So I'm glad to have her here because her stuff is amazing. You're going to be so awesomely inspired by the things that she's going to share here. I just can't tell you enough. So let me stop talking. And without any further ado, I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Carol J. Dunlop, the online wild strategist and 2-time Amazon best-selling author. And I am the hostess of the Unmarket Your Business Virtual Summit. I'm bringing this summit to you to help you be successful with your business in so many different ways. There's so many things out there that confuse you, but you don't have to be confused anymore because we got all the experts right here. And Sherri, how are you doing? Thanks for joining us and tell us a little bit about your background and what brought you here.
Well, thank you so much for having me on, Carol. I'm thrilled. I love talking about this topic, and I am Sherri-Lee Woycik. And some people call me the Facebook Queen, but I don't know. My crown's a little off to the side because I don't think I can wear that one all the time. But, you know, Facebook is definitely my home away from home. I love Facebook. I can't deny it. I'm rarely even annoyed with them.
Me too. I feel the same way.
Where I hear people, you know, all the time talking about how much they hate this. I just love it. It's
Me too.
To me, it's such an amazing thing. And I am celebrating 10 years in business this year.
Oh,
And I
yay.
started my business on the heels of my marriage ending quite abruptly and being left with 2 kids and no real income because I'd been a stay-at-home mom for 14 years and no support or assistance from my ex who really just didn't want to play the dad or father game anymore. So 10 years ago, thrown into the wolves, and I knew something was happening with the social media thing. I knew that there was something there. I'd already stepped into sort of a part-time basis of teaching people how to get it started because I'd figured it out for myself. I started teaching local businesses how to do it. And over the years, I have made more mistakes than I can count. And I've never quit. And I did quit many times, but for like 5 minutes or maybe for a weekend. And then I came back because I just keep being drawn back to it. There's no place else in the world where I can go on and connect with people all over the world. And I literally now have people I call my friends all over the world who I have either connected with, like you, Carol, where we're on the same summits and we're getting to know about each other, where we'd never have known about each other before, or people who've come into my community and I've been able to help them grow their businesses and not end up in some of the things that I've gone through over the 10 years, figuring this all out. You know, I wanted to avoid nightmare for some people, and
Right.
really just get quickly to what's important to me. And for me, what's important to me and a lot of my clients and my customers, it's about being able to work from home and be with our kids, or be with our
Right.
family,
Mhm.
or travel without work taking up the majority of our lives, and being able to work and earn a sustainable income that allows us to enjoy our time off and our lives and our family and who we're spending time with. So that's my big mission. And I've been doing this for 10 years, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. I love it.
I'm glad to meet someone who also says that about Facebook, because I get most of my clients from Facebook, Facebook
Hmm.
page, Facebook group, Facebook profile. It doesn't even matter. My people are on Facebook, therefore I'm on Facebook, and I happen to
Hmm.
love Facebook. So I'm glad
Hmm.
that we have that in common, because a lot of people, I can't stand it. I don't, but they're just on there because they feel obligated to be there. But I feel, to me, I feel like it's a privilege and a pleasure, because number one, this platform is free. Yes,
Right.
you can do Facebook ads to increase your reach and all of that, but you can still get a lot done organically. You don't have to spend stuff, but
Yeah.
you can, and it gets you more. But if you don't genuinely love the program that you're using, I just think in karma, if you don't genuinely love it, it isn't going to love you back. You're always going to have some kind of issue.
Absolutely. And listen, Facebook is not out to get us. They are not
Mm-mm.
out to punish the little guy. They aren't out to take money from us or make it really difficult for us to do business. They
Right.
want us to do business on their platform. In
Mm-hmm.
exchange, they would like us to do some things for them.
Right.
They would like us to be using Facebook in a way that keeps their 2 billion plus members on Facebook and not
Right.
have them leaving to go someplace else like YouTube or Pinterest or Instagram, which is still Facebook, but or Twitter.
Right.
They want us as page owners or business owners to help them keep their community entertained, engaged, having fun. Therefore, they will stay on Facebook longer. That
Right.
that serves Facebook to have them stay on Facebook longer. That serves
Mm-hmm.
us to have them stay on Facebook longer, because we can't really market to them if they aren't on Facebook.
That's so true.
So
That's
Facebook
so
just
true.
wants us to do it the way they want us to do it. And
Mm-hmm.
we can disagree with it and stomp our feet and have, temper tantrums about that, which isn't going to serve us, because they aren't going to change their mind. Or we can just do it the way they want. And when we do it the way Facebook wants, you get way more visibility. Facebook works with you. Facebook rewards you for doing
Right.
it the way they
Mhm.
want, by
Mhm.
giving you more reach, by putting your posts in front of more people who are going to be interested in it, by making your ads perform better at a
Right.
lower cost. They
Mhm.
can reward you with lower result costs and more results for less ad spend. And they do that when you play following their rules. Do they change their rules? They do, because they're responsive to what people are saying about what's not working.
Right. I love that.
And so it can't be a platform that's customized to us. It is all about doing Facebook the way Facebook wants us to, and then it becomes a dream.
Right. And you said something that was really poignant about what they're doing. They want us to follow the rules of their business. If you look at it, you and I, each of us have a business. All the people who are on here, I'm thinking probably about 90% of the people who are watching this summit right now have a business. And you have rules, and there's ways that you want your clients and customers to contact you, to speak with you, to address
Hmm.
you, to do things. And when they don't do the things that you say, then you get all ticked off like, oh, wow, why
Hmm.
can't they just do this way and they'll get these results? So if you look at it like that, it's fine. Because I
Yep.
look at it like Facebook is making this platform and has made this platform available to entrepreneurs, of course, the regular people who are not entrepreneurs but workers, but we're talking specifically to entrepreneurs, has made
Hmm.
this available to us so that we can get clients. I've gotten a lot of clients out of this. I've made a lot of contacts. I've met people like you. I've met people who are big time folks, you yourself included. I know you got a big following too. And then I've been tiny and had one or two people. Now I've got a couple thousand people who are following me. So I'm good with that, but we must also realize that just because this is free, we don't pay for it. And if they change the rules, okay, you either follow the rules or you don't. and you do what you need to do. You make it work for you. But this, I know that this is not your only platform. It's not my only platform, but we make use of it because there are so many more things we could all be spending money on, right?
Well, and I get 95% of my clients and customers through Facebook.
Yeah. See?
So, and most of that comes organically.
Mm-hmm.
Comparatively for other people in my space or other businesses, I spend very little on Facebook ads because I
Right.
know how to make those ads work for me. I know how to make my organic efforts work for me. And then
Mm-hmm.
the ads work even better. And that's what I teach my students and my customers all the time, and my clients I do for them, is how do we use Facebook organically the way Facebook wants us to, and then we supercharge our results with our
Exactly.
Facebook ads. We don't have a $400,000 a month budget. I was just listening to a guy who spends
Wow.
$480,000 a month on Facebook ads.
Mm.
I mean, not many people have that size of a budget.
Mm-mm.
He's getting a return for that, or he
Right.
wouldn't be continuing that.
Exactly.
But he isn't worrying about the organic side as much. He is relying on ads. He wants to advertise and get his results. He doesn't worry as much about relationship building and getting visible and getting people to really get to know him. He's
Mm-hmm.
building a different type of business. For
Right.
me, I could probably scale to that, but is that the kind of business that I want? I
Right.
want one that helps people. I want people who know me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Me too.
it's a little different, right? So
Right.
your ad budget doesn't have to be huge, but if you're not going to have a huge ads budget, then you need to change your opinion about Facebook and follow their rules.
Simple. Simple,
It's like
easy
if,
peasy.
the analogy I make is like if you walk into a restaurant and they don't serve something on the menu that you want and you think they're going to make it just because you want it, and you light up a cigarette and they say you can't smoke in here, and you go, but I'm going to smoke in here. I want to.
Right.
And you expect the restaurant to change for you. That's what a lot of people do on Facebook, and that's just not going to happen.
No, no. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about your Facebook page, which I think is like the cornerstone on Facebook for your business. It's where
Yes.
people get introduced to you who don't know you. It's searchable and all that, and you've got some great info. So let's get into this about this Facebook page thing and how we can make it work for our business.
So let's be clear that we're talking about a Facebook business page. I know a lot of people call their profile a personal page, and
They do.
I never call it a personal page because they
Mm-mm.
don't function the same.
Mm-mm.
That's
No.
like calling an apple and an orange both apples. They
Yeah.
aren't apples. They are
Right.
not both pages. Your
Right.
profile, and Facebook says this right in the terms and conditions that you agree to, although you probably didn't read them, when you opened your account, was that you will not do business on your profile. It is
Right.
intended for personal use.
Mm-hmm.
So there's lots of ways to network and connect with people on your profile without breaking that rule.
Mm-hmm.
But what we're talking about here today is your business page, where there's no limit to how many people can like it. People have to like it. You don't have any control over, well, you do have control over who likes it, but you don't have to accept them
Right.
liking your page.
Right.
And Facebook gives you marketing analytics here so that you can know more about the people who like your page, which means you can market more clearly to them. And it's required if you want to run Facebook ads ever. So you
Mm-hmm.
want to make sure that you have your Facebook page, you grow your Facebook page. And there's really three pieces of your Facebook page that I want you to look at today and ask yourself if they're really representing you the way you want them to. Do they really speak clearly to your ideal prospect about who you are and what you do, and what would be in it for them if they were to work with you? So the first part is your name of your page. Now, this is something you can change. You may need to jump through some hoops on Facebook's end. I know I started my business page with the name of my business. Kind of makes sense, right? That's what you
Right.
would use.
Mm-hmm.
But 18 months in, I realized I wasn't building a business that was going to be a brick and mortar. It wasn't going to have a 5-year exit strategy. I didn't have a plan to resell it. I wasn't going to have staff that were dealing with it
Right.
all the time. It was not really making sense to me to grow it as a business. And I was getting more into speaking on stage. I have a dream of writing a couple of books. the name of my business wasn't going to necessarily grow with me. So I changed the name of my page to my personal name because I was
Okay.
building a personal brand more so. Now, if you do have a brick and mortar business, then you definitely want to use the name of your business on your page. If you are not going to be the person that people meet when they come in the door, if you've got staff, if you're in the back running, as the CEO and you've got staff that are going to be seeing people, your personal name wouldn't make sense. It should be your business name.
Right.
But if that's not the case, if you are an Etsy seller, if you are, somebody who makes your own products, if you are a service provider, then I want you to think of your name as the first thing that tells people who you are and what you do. Now, it could be your personal name, but it also could be something like Facebook Marketing Coach. That could be
Mhm.
the name of my page
Mhm.
because it's descriptive and tells people what I do. So it will attract people to me, right? We set up our Facebook pages and then we think Facebook will take care of getting people to our pages, or people will somehow find our pages. But that's not true. We need to take the lead on this and create a page that will attract people to us. So the first thing to look at is the name of your page. Is it representing clearly to your prospects, to your future audience, who you are and what you do?
I
And
like
then
that.
if it's not, make a change to it. Now, Facebook may ask you to jump through some hoops. When I made my change, I had to actually send them bills of mine that showed my personal name associated to my business name so that
Right.
they were confident I wasn't doing a bait and switch on the people who had already liked my page.
Right.
So, if your page name had been Bob's Widgets and you want to change it to Nancy's Nail Salon, they may not approve that because there's too big of a disconnect.
Right.
Right. And so they're thinking, well, the people who liked the page liked it for widgets, not to get their nails done. So you will have to apply to get your page name changed, and you may have to jump through some hoops. It's no different than if you went to your local city and wanted a different business license than the one you have right now.
Right.
So just jump through it and they'll do their best that they can to help you with that. So page name is the first thing. The second thing is the profile image on your page. Now that's the circle that
Mhm.
travels with all your posts. So it is something we don't change up very often because we want people to be recognizing that thing as they are scrolling through the news feed. We want them to recognize that circle image. So now Facebook says it should be your logo, and I disagree in most situations, unless again you have that brick and mortar, you have multiple store locations, you have multiple staff, then yes, your logo should be there because it's not going to be you that they're going to see.
Right.
If, however, you're building more of a personal brand, if you are the one that's going to be talking to people, if you are the one that's teaching or coaching or serving your audience or even making things for them, whether it's sewing outfits or altering the hems or making dried flower arrangements, it should be you, your face there. Because as much as this is a social network where you're not face to face, it is still about being social and personal, and
Mhm.
people want to do business with people that they know.
They do.
So if you notice in the Tony Robbins Facebook page, whose face is it? Tony Robbins. Now, he is the brand of his business,
Mhm.
right? So, but people want that recognition. If you want people to click on a link in your post and buy things from you online, you want them to feel like they know who you are.
Right. That you're not hiding behind your logo. And
Right.
I recently did that with our Facebook page because my husband and I we've been in business for, almost 26 years this year. Yay. And we had always,
Congratulations.
thank you. We had always had our logo as in the little circle part,
Yeah.
but just now, people want more personalization. They really do want to know who you are, what you look like, and it doesn't matter if you're black or white or Asian. They just want to know who you are. So I
Yep.
recently changed ours to my husband and I because we're the ones who do the stuff. And
Lovely.
but I did put my logo in the bottom. I mean, you can see it,
Mm-hmm.
but you also see us, and it's a really cool picture. And I don't know, I can't tell. No one said, "Oh, it's a great picture of you," but I can just I feel like it makes us more personable and like we're real people and we're not out to get you or anything. We're really
Yeah.
doing what we said we're going to do. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That tip is really, really good because, when it first came out, we didn't know what to put on there years ago. Nobody had any
Yes.
idea, and all the businesses
Yeah.
use their logos. But now I see that people are being more personal with it, and I really like that.
Well, and the other thing is, you and I, we aren't Nike or Walmart or
Right.
McDonald's. And so who the heck recognizes my logo?
I know, right?
And my logo means something to me. I can tell you a full story about why that logo means
Mhm.
something to me. But am
Mhm.
I going to have that kind of brand awareness yet? No. Maybe I will one day. I
Mhm.
don't really care if I do or I don't, to be honest with you. But
Right.
a lot of us are too married to our logo and are
Mhm.
too caught up in the meaning of that
Right.
and it holds us back from really connecting. And really, you can share that. When I speak on stage and I do my workshops and I do any of my talks, I share the story of my logo and how it came
Mhm.
about,
Mhm.
and people get to know it. It is part of my story, but it doesn't have the brand recognition that, say, Walmart does, right? So
Right.
I want people to trust me, and they're going to trust me by seeing my face and my eyes,
Exactly.
not by seeing a logo or something that I'm hiding behind.
Yeah.
Now, having said that, if you have one big product that is your product that you're really well known for, some widget that you sell, it could be a picture of that widget. If that
Mhm.
is where you are building your business around, then you want people to see it and have you be recognizable. So that's an important piece too.
Mhm.
So there's a bit more, but you're going to get more information about it in the handout that I've got for you that Carol's going to tell you about at the end too. So I'm not going
Cool.
to talk more about the profile image. The other thing that you want to look at is your cover photo. Now, this is probably the most underused piece of space on
I agree.
Facebook
I agree.
of anything. It is a big space, and a lot of people dump a lot of text on there. They put a lot of words on that image, and they try to convey everything that they're about and their business is about on that image, and then they leave it there for eternity and
Right.
never do anything with it. So think of the news feed where most people are going to see your posts and your content. They're not going to come to your page, most people. They're going to see it in the news feed. They're counting on
Mhm.
you to show up in their news feed. So you have to make sure that happens, not them, not Facebook. But they're also going very quickly. They've kind of gotten that hypnotic scroll, and they're scrolling very quickly. And they're looking for something to engage with, but they don't have a lot of time to read a lot of things unless we've somehow gotten them to stop. And our cover image, when we change it, Facebook actually presents it on our page and in the newsfeed as if we've just uploaded a picture.
Right.
Not, it doesn't say, it says we've changed our cover image, but it
Mm-mm.
shows up the same as a picture. And the point of pictures on Facebook is to get people to stop scrolling, to get people curious. So we want not a lot of copy or text on that image, and we want that image to be very bright and colorful and bold so that it is something that will stand out in the newsfeed and make people stop scrolling. We want it to be expressive, something that causes an emotional response in people. We want it to maybe represent the outcome that people will get when they go deeper with us. So for me, one of the best pictures I've ever used was a picture from 5 years ago that I took with my kids on our first big family holiday after my marriage ended. The three of us went to Mexico when none of us had ever been to Mexico. We went on a tour of Mazatlan. We stopped at the top of a mountain. There's the ocean, there's some islands. The guy driving said, "Oh, I'll take your picture for you." So there we are taking a picture. My hair is pulled back in a ponytail because I've been swimming. I'm sunburned. I have no makeup on. I'm just wearing a t-shirt and shorts and my travel bag. And, it's not my favorite picture of me.
Right.
But I used it as a cover image, and that thing got so much more engagement because it showed to people that I was about being with my family, traveling with my kids, adventuring through life. And when I talk about that in my posts, in my videos, in my Facebook Lives, it resonates now because now I am doing the thing I say I can help you do that you
Right.
want to do.
Right. I like that.
So change your cover image often. I say once a week you should be changing your
Ooh,
cover image,
okay.
and make sure that you are using it at times to promote things. So you could have the name of your summit on it and click here to register. Very few words.
Mhm.
Mine right now is promoting a workshop that I'm running, and click here to register. Now, when people click on it, you can't make it clickable to an external link, but when they click on it, it then opens up in Facebook just like a regular image does. So you can
Mhm.
add information in the comment there about how they can register for whatever it is you're promoting with that image. So there's more on the handout that I've got for you, so that you can go through and change these up. And it's really such a powerful piece. And for some reason, I don't know why, Facebook tends to give your uploaded cover image more reach than they will almost any other post that you do.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Wow, that's a great tip.
I have no idea why. There's no way to run ads to it, but for
Mhm.
some reason, Facebook makes sure more people see your cover image. I think because they want to make sure that your changes to the structure of your page are being acknowledged by the people who like your page, that they're up to date. So those are the top 3 things you want to be checking on your page. And then the next thing is your content. And I don't know about you, but I think we've all had those times where you've posted something and you go back a few hours later expecting tons of comments from people.
And nothing. Ah!
And it's like a cricket convention.
Yeah.
There's hardly any likes, the reach
Mhm.
is low, no comments. And we look at it, and if you're like me, I have felt discouraged many times by that. Early on, I would do that and I'd be like, well, how can I teach anybody how to do this when I don't even know how to do it myself?
Right.
The first thing that we need to do is adopt an attitude of curiosity about this and not take anything personally. Because
Exactly. Yep.
about 95% of your marketing is not going to work the way you think it will. So your posts on your Facebook page are marketing, even if you aren't promoting. And that's probably the biggest mistake people make, is they think their business page is all about themselves, all about them. And it's really not. It's about your audience, your community that you're building.
Mhm.
So if you have been discouraged by how your content has performed, don't blame Facebook. Don't, get in a hissy and leave your page and stop dealing with it and stop posting on it. Just look at it and go, I wonder what my audience really needs to see in order to get them to interact.
Mhm. That's a good
Because
point.
a lot of times we post things that are really one-way communication and has no real clear direction for the reader about what you want them to do.
True.
And it's such a busy space. They're inundated with content every minute of the day that if we aren't telling people what we want them to do, they are not going to sit and try and figure it out for themselves. So we're going to follow the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, you are going to focus on creating content that is intended to get your audience, your community talking to you. And only 20% of the time are you promoting you. So that translates into 4 posts out of every 5 are about your community, and 1 out of every 5 is about you. Now, I'm assuming you're all going to post every day, which is a minimum of what you should be posting on your Facebook page. If you skip a day, you really get dinged by the algorithm because it's looking for you to be consistent in your
Mm.
efforts.
Okay.
So if you miss a day, Facebook's algorithm doesn't go, oh, well, they're on vacation, so of course they haven't posted. It goes, nobody's interacted with that page, so that page isn't very interesting. So the next post immediately starts out under the gun because it's already got to overprove itself as being interesting. They're
Hmm.
looking for things to be interesting to their community. So 4 out of 5 posts are about them, to get them talking. And the number one way is to ask questions.
Yeah.
How long have you been a parent? Are you a parent? What made you start your business? Who would you have dinner with if you could have dinner with anyone? These are fun questions. And I've actually had somebody say, well, this is silly. Why are you doing this? Why would I have a conversation with anybody? it's not about marketing my businesses and saying, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me every minute of the day. If I went to a networking event and did that, I would soon be avoided by everybody in that networking event, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And yet we go on Facebook and we do that. But if I went to a
Mhm.
networking event and said to somebody, hey, are your kids excited about spring break coming up? What are you going to do? I would have a conversation, and that person would know that I cared about them
Mhm.
as a person more than just to sell to them.
Right.
And the next time they see me, they would look forward to having a conversation with me because I made them feel good. That's what I want to do on my Facebook page.
Hmm.
And then I have my community on Facebook actually interacting with me. Now you want to make sure that you're then replying to every comment that you get. But if you do nothing else after watching this, go to your Facebook page and ask one question, and you will be amazed. The one that has been the best for me is, how long have you been a parent?
Hmm.
We did this on a client's page. He offers autism support services throughout our province. He has 14 regional offices. And he was not getting a lot of interaction on his page. And he specifically serves like the 10 and under crowd, or his kids, right?
Oh,
That he
okay.
serves. So we asked, of course, it's not them on Facebook, it's their
Right. The
parents, right?
parents.
They're
Yeah, yeah.
looking for the services. So we asked this question. He had about 1,100 people on his page. How long have you been a parent? We had well over 100 comments, because
Wow.
all of a sudden one person comments, we replied. That gets Facebook to go, oh, well, that's interesting to people. We'll show it to more people. They see somebody else commented, well, then they're going to comment as well. It's a positive use of peer pressure. It works really well. But what
Mhm.
we found out was that a lot of people that replied had kids over 10.
Hmm.
And we said, oh, isn't that interesting? We need to now be creating more content to attract parents of kids that are under 10, because they are our target market. We got so much great market research from that question that seemed to be just silly and light and fun. It's how you
Hmm.
look at
That makes you go, what question can I ask my people to get this researching thing started? But I got a question for you.
it.
Now, I know you've heard this. Facebook pages are dead. There's no reason to have a Facebook page. Even if you post on a Facebook page, it's not going to get anything. And then even if you have like 1,000 people, nobody's going to see anything. Now, I'm not saying that for me. These are things that I've heard. I don't adhere to them. But what do you say to that when you're trying to get someone to say, hey, go, post on your Facebook page, and they come back with one or all of those responses?
Um, well, I say where you put your attention is where you get your results.
True. Yeah, yeah.
And I had a few years ago, I had people saying that to me a lot. I prefer
Mhm.
my profile over my page. And I'm like, well, yeah, where you put your attention is where you get your results. So I
Mhm.
basically abandoned my profile for 30 days.
Oh,
And
wow.
everything that I put on my profile, I then put on my page. So
Okay.
every time I thought about posting on Facebook, I posted it on my page. Did not run an ad for 30 days.
Mhm.
My reach went through the roof, 2 times the size of my page.
Wow. I bet you never even thought about that happening, right?
200% increase. I couldn't believe it. No, I didn't think that was going to happen.
Mhm.
No ad budget. All I did was use my Facebook page to build relationships, which is what people do on their profiles. Now, I'm not saying abandon your profile, but do it on both,
Mhm.
because if you don't have a Facebook page, you cannot run any Facebook ads.
Right. And you
That
need to
may
have
not be
people.
in your strategy today, but it might be in a year. And in a year,
Right.
you'll kick yourself if you have to start your page now in order to run ads, because you won't be able to do it right away. You can now run ads to the people who like your page. You never
Mhm.
used to be able to target just those people. You can
Mm.
run ads just to the people who've interacted with your content. So
Mhm.
imagine if you came up with 30 days of posts that were about parenting because you were launching a parenting program. Now those people are so warm, they know you so well because they've interacted with you about their struggles and about parenting. When they see an ad from you talking about your new program, they are way more likely to buy from you than if
Right.
they had no relationship with you.
Hmm.
So I say people who are not using their Facebook pages to build relationships, to grow their community, and to run ads are missing a huge opportunity. And it excites me because now I have so many more people to talk to. because all I have to do is show some of the examples of what some of my students have done
Right.
around how their Facebook pages have changed. I mean, let me pull this out here. I've got this woman, Cindy. So this is a back of my brochure that I have.
Okay.
Cindy, she was a total skeptic. She'd been using her page a little bit, but not an awful lot. I
Uh-huh.
taught her how to do a boosted post properly. She did some posts. She ran her boosted post. She spent $5 on her boosted post, and in 30 minutes made $250.
Wow. That's a testimonial.
And you can repeat that over
Mhm.
and over. It's because she took the time to let her audience get to know her, instead
Okay.
of just blasting them with, I do this, I do that, buy this, buy that, sell, 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 sell. Most people don't come onto Facebook to be sold to.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
They'll come on to research. They'll come on
Mhm.
to be entertained. They come on to forget about their troubles. They come on to find fun, to connect with people. They aren't coming on overtly going, oh, I need to buy that widget, or I need to buy that coaching program. Gee, I need to hire a $12,000 coach. I'm going to Facebook. I don't think anybody's ever said that.
I don't think so either.
But then if they go on Facebook and now they're going to see a dozen ads from coaches, if they go into a group and say, I'm looking for a coach, they're going to get inundated. How are
Mhm.
they going to choose?
Right.
Another quick example I'll give you is a client I started working with in early February, and her husband have a local painting company, and they were struggling to get consistent quotes out, to reach people and consistently be getting quotes out so that they could be doing more business.
Right.
And I was talking to her, and she would, in Facebook groups, there'd be certain days you could post your business once a month or something. She would do that, and a bunch of people would comment, or somebody would say, I'm looking for painting quotes, and she'd say, we do painting, and that would be the end of it. And
Mhm.
she wasn't getting consistent business from that. So I said, no, no, no. We're going to start keeping track of all those conversations, and you're going to reply and say, we do painting. I'm going to send you a message, and then
Mhm.
message them
Right.
and have a conversation with them,
Mhm.
and make sure that you're building relationships with people. And last week, she sent out 10 quotes
Wow.
in 1 week and has already got 3 confirmed sales from it.
Okay.
Just from building relationships and being
Mhm.
more about being interested in the person she's talking to than trying to be interesting to them.
I believe you. I believe you, and it really does work because that's the same way I built my business on Facebook. I was inside of groups, being helpful. I never tried to sell them anything. And the people, it was so funny that the people who were commenting on the post that I had put up there about being helpful, answering some question, it wasn't necessarily them that was contacting me. It was the people who also read the comment and
Sure.
said, "Oh, I saw you commented on this. Can you help me with this?" And it's just one of those things. You go in there to be helpful, build a relationship, find out what people need, and then you build on that need and you show them
Mm-hmm.
you can do it. They'll just come to you. So
Yep.
I think that's
And then you just follow up with them and make sure that
mhm.
you're not letting anybody slip through the gaps. You're not
Right.
waiting. You don't make it difficult for them to follow up with you.
Oh
Like
yeah.
my client has got somebody who said, well, we have to wait till July to do it. So, and she said, I'm going to follow up with them in July. And I said, well,
They won't know who you are.
don't leave it till July. She won't remember you.
Yeah,
And
right.
she'll have already connected with some other painter.
Mhm.
Right. So every month between now and July, you're not hounding her. You're not pushing her. You're just checking in. How are you doing? How are
Mhm.
things going? Are you enjoying the spring? Did you have a great spring break? So all I'm saying is take that personal component and do it on your page. You'll
Mm.
get more people liking your page. You'll get more engagement on your page. You'll have more people that you can do direct outreach with, that you can serve, that you can help. Facebook will see that you're doing that and reward you with more reach and more visibility. And then when you're ready to run ads, your ads will run and they will perform better for you. It'll cost you less to get the results that you want,
I
because you've
like that.
taken the time to do that, and because
Mhm.
you're not trying to just sell to people who've never heard of you before.
Right.
So does it take time? Yes, but it doesn't have to take all day, really. I mean, an hour a day, boom, you can be done when you've got a system, when you've got it organized and planned out.
Mhm. I totally agree with you on that.
So those are your 4 steps. Look at your name, look at your profile image, look at your cover image, and really start being curious about your content. Do 4 posts a day, 4 posts out of 5 that are intended to get your community to talk to you. And then you will build up your engagement over those 4 days. And then on the 5th day, you can talk a little bit more about what you do. You can share a testimonial. You could do a Facebook Live that, talks about a solution, a problem that you solve, or make an offer. Facebook will be nicer to you on that day because you have taken the time to help their community stay engaged, but people will be far more interested in what you have to offer because you've been interested in them first.
True. That seems so simple. Why do people make things so hard that's really very simple? And I know they look at you and go, Sherri, that can't possibly work. That is just too easy and cheap.
And yet when I have clients that implement, they get the results. I have another client that joined me in a program in January, and it was a bit of a struggle for her to find the money. It wasn't a huge investment, but her business had not been thriving. So she scraped together the money. She used a credit card. She got it in, and she did the program, and she really hunkered down and focused on the lessons. And in February, in the first 4 days of February, she made $600 organically following what I told her to do.
Now
she's like, I've never done that.
Yeah.
Because I've never done that in 4 days on Facebook, just by changing how I did things.
You can do it. You can do it.
It can, when you, and you know what, you're right, it's easy. And I used to not even talk about this stuff because I thought, this is so easy, everybody should get it. But then when I started listening, I realized most people didn't get it.
Right.
And, just that's why I said, just take one question and ask it on your page and see what happens, and reply to everybody who comments, and then come up with your next question that you're going to ask, and make them things that people like to talk about. Don't ask them to go too personal. They're not going to bare their souls to you out of the gate, right? Don't say, well, how old are your kids, and what are their birth dates, and what are their social insurance numbers, or their, don't be asking personal information of people, but give them a reason and an ease to connect with you and build relationships with you. And that's when people start doing business with you.
That's true, because they know you, like you, trust you, the 3 things that they need to, people do business, like you said, with people that they know, like, and trust. So once they know, like, and trust you, it's easier for them to go to the wallet, to open it up, to pay you, because they're like, oh, she really does know what she's talking about. Let me try it out. Because obviously they want to work with you because they don't know what they're doing, or they haven't been able to make it work. They're about ready to throw in the towel, and you come along just in the nick of time. Dun, da, da, da. There you go.
Yeah. Well, and my client, the painting company, she says, we compete with people who are way less expensive than us because they maybe don't have all the insurances that they have, or they're just kind of a guy doing it out of the back of his house, and he can undercut the pricing. But you know what she had people say to her was, I was going to go with that cheaper guy, but you're the one that followed up.
And that's key. People don't understand that. Sometimes that is the key thing, because you're staying top of mind. If someone asks a question and nobody answers it, or nobody says anything, but you're the one person that keeps going and going and going. As a matter of fact, there's a gentleman that I had wanted to work with, I think the end of last year, and I just, the money wasn't there. I didn't want to put the money into that. I wanted to put the money into something else. And I was like, if you'll just keep in touch with me, I'm sure we'll be able to work together. I just, not ready to do it yet. And every month he has followed up. And I was just thinking this morning, I was like, okay, it's about time to do it now. And who am I going to go to? Him, of course. Because
he's the one who cared.
Yeah, and he comes in it's the same thing. How are you doing? You ready to get started? I hope, and he always starts out, I hope you're doing well, and just very short. And if I say, no, not yet, he's like, okay, well, have a great day or whatever, and goes on about his business. But, it's those people, those are the ones that stay in your brain. So when you get ready to do something, you're like, okay, I just want to do them. That's good. I'm going to do that. And so if you can do that with your people, just think of that example. Think of the examples that Sherri has said all along. These people think, oh, that's too easy. That's too simple. Oh, no one will ever, think of doing business with me if I ask them something about their kids. Now, you may not want to ask them about their kids because your business may have nothing to do with children, but find out what it is. What does it have to do with?
Your business doesn't have to have anything to do with children for that to be a question that your
Right.
community would be interested in talking about. So
Exactly.
you may be a fitness center for adults only,
Mhm.
but you'd like to know that your community have kids or not,
True. Because you may
right?
market
Because
to the no kids, the no kids people, or the whatever, and I think that comes back to knowing your audience, knowing who you're talking to,
yes,
and what their thing is about. So if we spend a little time maybe masterminding on it, we can find out, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's great, Sherri. Thank you so much for coming in and giving us it. I told y'all it would be mind blowing, didn't I? I told you it was great. I've heard Sherri a couple different times, and every single time it's always been wonderful. Now she's got a great gift for you. So if you look below, you can get the link and tell us a little bit about the gift that you're giving, Sherri.
So this basically breaks down in a bit more detail what we talked about today. This is the 4 steps to attract more clients to your
Mm.
Facebook page. It's a little 2-page PDF that's just going to walk you through those 4 pieces that we talked about
Cool.
and give you some more suggestions and more ideas on how to use those parts of your Facebook page to make sure that you are attracting more prospects to you on Facebook.
That is perfect. So thank you again, Sherri. It's been great and awesome. And thank you for watching out there. And just be sure to stay tuned for the next presenter so you can get even more awesome information to make your business successful.
Thanks, Carol.
Hey, did you enjoy that? Don't you feel that now you know more about what you can do with your Facebook page than you ever have before? Sherri-Lee did a great job of explaining what you need to do, how you need to do it, and how it's going to help you. So I've used several of her tricks and strategies, and they really do work. You just have to stick with it, just like anything else. So thanks for coming, riding along with me, and learning all that you can about your Facebook page. And remember, you can get all of the summits, all of the videos, and the extras and the swag and everything you need by getting the summit bundle, and you're going to save 20% of it. It's all 4 of the summits that I'm marketing and showcasing here, and you can get them all together so you don't have to wait every week for one to appear, and you may be wanting one from the Unmarket Your Business Virtual Summit or the Authority Marketing Summit. So get the bundle and you'll have them all together. If you haven't already, I want to make sure that you tune in and watch the video about Nadine Mullings. She talks about blogging and how you can make money blogging and how it actually changed her business. So coming up next is the perfect one for you to watch, and it's all about what Nadine Mullings from the Nadine Mullings Marketing Agency has to tell you about blogging. See you next time.